And so I do anticipate there being a continued increase in prices. That being said, I think the rate by which prices are going up will slow down, maybe even significantly slow down. And in my opinion, well, this is historical, really. Some of the markets that get hit first when there's massive change and when demand wanes is the luxury market. And I'm here to tell you right now, because we're having a lot of conversations with high-end sellers. I just sold a $5.5 million home on the beach in 2 days for full price, as is, no contingencies. They're just straight up buying it. Sold another one a few months ago for $5.3 million. People thought we were crazy. It sold for $1 million more than anything else had sold for in that neighborhood. Who's crazy now? So, you know, we work with a lot of high-end sellers, and I think the question is, how much longer can this go on? How much longer are we going to see these rapid appreciation numbers? At some point, we all know that this song is going to come to an end, right? And so my honest opinion, and by the way, real estate is very, very local. There was a stat that came out recently with a poll done by a company called Harris that said that 46% of people don't know how much their home is worth, which is, people I think have a rough idea. And of course you can go online and there's a bunch of different tools out there that can give you an estimate. But unless you sit down with a professional that really understands the market and understands the difference, by the way, between what homes are selling for on paper and what a buyer might be willing to pay for your home specifically, if it's positioned well, priced well, marketed well today in this market in your neighborhood, I think a lot of people would be very pleasantly surprised at how much their home is worth and might even help to accelerate their plans. Maybe they thought that this is something they'd have to do next year, when in reality, they might be able to do something now or within the next few months. So I think that the benefit of that is that, number one, you just get educated on what your home is worth. You find out how much equity you have. You better understand the financial scope of owning that home and how that impacts your finances. And then number two, it might help you to justify or accelerate your moving plans if you felt like you had to wait. And so what's been really nice over the past, 2 years, but especially recently, has been, and I guess let me put it this way, it's been hard to price properties because of the severe lack of inventory and the extreme level of demand. We can all look and see what things are worth on paper. And the reality is there are a lot of real estate agents out there that are not good at pricing to begin with, even in a normal market, because there's the lazy way of approaching pricing and then there's the right way of approaching pricing. In my opinion, taking a bunch of homes that sold and averaging out the price per square foot and then applying that to your home is the lazy way. That's how you lose thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars potentially. What you should be doing, of course, is looking at individual homes and comparing the features, the lot size, the description, the amenities, the quality of the materials, the condition of the home, all those things. All those things need adjustments, right? If you're going to go and you're going to buy a car and, you're looking at two cars that are the same model, but one has more upgrades than the other, it's going to be more expensive. And so what we've gotten really used to is multiple offers, people swinging for the fences once they're in that multiple offer situation, and ultimately having the seller feel like, wow, I can't believe I sold my house for that much money. It's amazing, right? You've got this euphoric moment when you sell your home, like, wow, I can't believe that happened. I've got my best friend moving here from Chicago. He put his place on the market, sold it in a day for a significant amount over his asking price, which was already high. And they removed all of their contingencies, and they let them stay there for 2 months for free while they coordinated their move to Charleston. And we've gotten the same thing for a lot of sellers here in Charleston. So the point in all of this is I'm not sure how much longer sellers have to get these ridiculous offers from buyers. Now, ridiculous obviously is, subjective, but when we see multiple offers where people are removing the inspection contingency, the appraisal contingency, the financing contingency in general. They're putting more earnest money down. We've gotten people to pay the seller's closing costs. We've got people that can now stay in their home post-closing for a month or two for free while they figure out where they're going to go. There's so many things that get to benefit the seller in this market that, of course, buyers are thinking, God, all right, finally some good news for buyers. Interest rates are going up, which must mean that sellers are going to start reducing their prices, right? Well, I wouldn't hold your breath, at least not for right now, at least not in the short term. Now, that's all based on what's happening right now today. Rates go 7%. They go higher than that. What's really happening, if you think about it, is demand destruction. We're destroying the demand because the demand is so high right now that it's causing a feeding frenzy among listings. And there's just not enough of them. And we're not building enough of them. We could still build 5-6 million homes, new construction, and probably absorb that inventory. The number of homes that are being built nationwide are down from where they should be historically. So that's part of the problem. But as a seller, what I would say to you right now is if you are an opportunistic seller, meaning you don't have to sell, there's nothing pushing you out the door, I think the first step is have a conversation with a real estate agent, really understand if you were to put your home on the market today, spring market, which is an even crazier time, how much do we think we could actually sell your home for? And then if that makes sense, then let's tap into all of this off-market inventory that just never makes it to the MLS because it sells before that. We're doing a lot of off-market prospecting and deals as a result of that. I literally have an entire department of my real estate company designed to call people and ask if they want to sell their home. And of course, we do things more on a tech level as well. But we've got these long lists of people that will be selling or that have said, you know what, I would sell my house if I could get this much for it, but I don't really feel like having it on the market. Well, there's some great opportunities out there for you to buy something that really nobody knows about. And that's one of the values of working with a really high caliber, high performance real estate company is they have access to that kind of stuff that your typical everyday agent might not. So just some food for thought. But, again, if you're a seller, I wouldn't apply a severe amount of urgency to this. The sky is not falling, but I do not think we have too much longer in time where people are just going to pay silly things for property and waive their contingencies and let you stay in the home for free and or a combination of all these things. At some point in time, we're going to return to normalcy. Now, we might still have multiple offers. Prices will likely still be going up. But the added benefits, the added features that sellers are getting right now in very, very clean, non-contingent offers, that's the part that's going to start to go away a little bit, which just makes things a little bit more challenging for sellers. So stick around. I've got a little bit more to discuss about what's going on in this real estate market and how it impacts you right here on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. But if you want to reach out to me, if you have questions about the market, you want to know how much your home is worth, you want to know how many buyers we have for your home right now, or how many listings we have that you could potentially buy that are not public knowledge, then feel free to reach out to me. 843-800-0065. That's 843-800-0065. Or check us out online at listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Stick around. We'll be right back for the last few minutes of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
Have a real estate question? Ask Brian Beatty. Send him an email, lowcountryhomesales@gmail.com. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show is on 1250 WTMA.